Mastering preparing for a cyber attack. An organization's very existence depends on safeguarding just one critical asset from cyber threats. Which of its critical assets does an organization need to prioritize protecting from a cyber attack to prevent the most significant potential financial losses, reputational damage, and operational disruptions? To prevent the most significant potential financial losses, reputational damage, and operational disruptions, an organization must prioritize protecting its critical assets from cyber attacks. These critical assets are crucial to the organization's business operations and reputation, and their compromise could have devastating consequences. Identify critical assets. The first step in prioritizing critical assets is to identify them. This involves conducting a comprehensive risk assessment to determine which assets are most vulnerable to cyber attacks and would cause the most harm if compromised. Critical assets can include 1. Crown jewels. These are the organization's most sensitive and valuable data, such as customer information, financial data, intellectual property, and trade secrets. 2. Critical infrastructure. This includes systems and networks that are essential to the organization's operations, such as industrial control systems, financial transaction systems, and communication networks. 3. Key business applications. These are the applications that are critical to the organization's business operations, such as enterprise resource planning, ERP, systems, customer relationship management, CRM, systems, and supply chain management systems. 4. Employee and customer data. This includes personal data, such as names, addresses, and social security numbers, as well as sensitive employee data, such as performance reviews and salary information. Conduct a risk assessment. Once the critical assets have been identified, a risk assessment should be conducted to determine the likelihood and potential impact of a cyber attack on each asset. This involves 1. Threat modeling, identifying potential threats to each critical asset, including insider threats, external threats, and nation-state actors. 2. Vulnerability analysis, identifying vulnerabilities in each critical asset, including software vulnerabilities, configuration weaknesses, and human error. 3. Impact analysis, determining the potential impact of a cyber attack on each critical asset, including financial losses, reputational damage, and operational disruptions. Prioritize critical assets. Based on the risk assessment, the organization should prioritize its critical assets for protection. This involves 1. Ranking critical assets, ranking each critical asset based on its risk score, with the highest risk assets receiving the highest priority. 2. Developing protection strategies, developing protection strategies for each critical asset, including firewalls, intrusion detection systems, encryption, and access controls. 3. Implementing additional security measures, such as incident response plans, penetration testing, and security awareness training. Implementing protection strategies. The organization should implement its protection strategies for each critical asset, including 1. Network segmentation, segregating critical assets from the rest of the network to prevent lateral movement in case of a breach. 2. Access controls, implementing strict access controls, including multi-factor authentication, role-based access control, and least privilege access. 3. Data encryption, encrypting critical data both in transit and at rest to prevent unauthorized access. 4. Incident response planning, developing incident response plans to quickly respond to and contain cyber attacks. 5. Continuous monitoring, continuously monitoring critical assets for signs of cyber attacks and vulnerabilities. Regular review and update. Finally, the organization should regularly review and update its critical asset protection strategies to ensure they remain effective against evolving cyber threats. This involves 1. Regular risk assessments, conducting regular risk assessments to identify new threats and vulnerabilities. 2. Updating protection strategies. Updating protection strategies to address new threats and vulnerabilities. 3. Employee awareness. Educating employees on the importance of critical asset protection and their role in preventing cyber attacks. By following these steps, an organization can prioritize and protect its critical assets from cyber attacks, preventing the most significant potential financial losses, reputational damage, and operational disruptions.